Hello, 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 and welcome to Courageously Kind. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Liz. We're twin sisters and best friends.
Together, we share stories of especially kind humans doing especially kind things, in hopes that these conversations motivate and inspire you to be kinder to yourself and others. When we're not speaking with an incredible guest, we'll speak directly from our hearts about what it means to us to be courageously kind.
Hey guys, I'm Milaya. I'm a friend of Liz and Maddie's from high school, and they brought me on here to talk about my trip to Illinois and what it was like to be a freshman again, but this time in college.
You're
Fun
so
times.
poised. Oh my god, that was so good. You were just like, you've taken media classes, haven't you?
Really haven't. I just watched YouTube a lot.
I love it. No, I love it. You're an actress too. You know, you're trained.
Yeah.
You're trained in the fine arts.
I hope I blinked while I did that.
I just didn't blink at all. Just,
Yeah.
hello, I'm Milaya, and I'm...
I'm Milaya.
We're holding you up. Okay. You want to talk a little bit about how we met? We met in high school.
Yes.
Oh, cute.
Yes. I think it was, what was that big event before the first day of school?
They had, like, I want to say it's like a welcome back picnic or something. Yeah.
You were running the ducks.
Yes. You have such a good memory.
Thank you. And my aunt brought them over and was like, these are your friends now.
For context, we knew your cousins.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so our cousin and your cousin were friends. They went to high school together.
Yeah. Mary and
Nicole. Our cousin. Yes.
Your cousin's Nicole?
We're not really blood related, but,
Okay.
you know.
No,
You
but
know.
yeah, cousins. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course. And your cousin Mary actually babysat us
Yeah.
for, like, a couple summers.
Amazing.
So we totally could have, like, crossed paths and didn't even know it.
Oh, probably.
Did. You found out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was wild.
That was crazy.
I recognized your cousin Rachel.
My Aunt Rachel.
Your Aunt Rachel.
Isn't that weird? Love it.
We love. Yeah, and then I was like, oh my god, that's Milaya. That's little baby Milaya. In a photo from we were doing Peace Camp stuff.
Peace Camp. Yes.
We love it. Peace. If you know, you know. So we met in high school, freshman year.
Yes.
We
officially.
Yes. We were in theater and chorus.
And swing, chorus.
All that good stuff.
And then Disney.
Disney. Our chorus got to go to Disney. That was insane.
Boston.
I remember, like, those trips were the coolest things because it was like, we're going on a trip with, like, all of our friends.
Your friends, literally. Yeah.
Literally. And, like...
You're not with family, you know, you're
Right.
You're having fun, you're rooming.
Right, with your friends.
Yeah.
What?
In a hotel, like, crazy.
Crazy. I wanted to ask you, you seem, and have always seemed like a super, like, independent person. Was that something that kind of came naturally to you, or is that something that you feel like you've, like, worked on and grown in over time?
Yeah, I think I remember being a kid and we would watch these movies where the girl would, like, decide to, like, halt her life to go with this boy, you know? And I remember telling my mom once, years ago, when I was, like, 12, why I would never do that. I would never do that. I would go out on my own. I've always loved going to sleepovers and, like, just being away from home. I think it was definitely natural, but something that did happen while I was away was that boy from the movies. You know, it happened to me, guys. It happened to me, and now it's something I have to work on again. But yeah, so it was natural, and then it wasn't, and I'm working on it again, you know?
So, it's about this time last year. You're in a great relationship. We're all hanging out as friends. And it comes time to go our separate ways and to go to college. It's so crazy that we're here already.
I know.
That's been a year.
It's been a year.
Insane.
How does that even happen?
I know.
It's wild. It's wild. I can't believe we're done with our freshman years. And I feel like the three of us all have changed so much. Can you walk us through a little bit of how your first year of college went?
Oh boy. Okay. Yes. Well, actually leaving was a little easier than anticipated because of, the whole independent thing, you know. And then I got there, and then it was really scary and really hard, and I just wanted to be home all the time. I came home probably every single weekend. I found a reason. And my parents caught on after a while, and they were like, "You good?" And I was like, "Yes." I'm transferring, though, by the way. I don't know if I should say this. I go to Keuka College. I don't know if anyone, but it's on the Finger Lakes, and it's very, very small. And I didn't like how small it was. And they didn't have theater. And then I created theater.
Yes!
Incredible.
And now I'm not transferring anymore. So I got to make what I wanted so that I would stay. So that was pretty elite.
I love that. I feel like we had super similar college experiences because I wasn't super nervous to go to school, but like the first day there, I felt like the little kid left at summer camp of like, "Mom, come pick me up. I hate this."
No, yeah.
And we had like,
I'm scared.
Right, exactly. Our school was super small too, and totally felt like there's not enough opportunity, and I was really just making excuses for like being homesick and not like wanting to deal with that. Do you know what I mean? I thought like anything would be better than like dealing with that, but I had to learn like, no, sometimes you have to deal with like the hard emotions of homesickness and being sad and get through it. And I think we really found our place in like the communications department, and it feels like such a difference from last year. I would imagine you feel the same.
Yeah, definitely. It's not going to be easy at first.
Yeah. It's going to be an adjustment.
Which is good because that means you're doing something
worth it.
Yeah, just something of importance, you know, like if I went to Broome or Binghamton, which might have even been the better choice, I have no idea. Yeah. It would have felt like nothing really changed. Yeah. But then what happens, 4 years from now? Yeah. And now I'm too old to deal with those kinds of emotions and having never learned how to deal with them, Yes, exactly. It's too hard.
We felt the same way as like, if we stay, it may have been the better choice to stay local and
cheaper.
Oh my God, would be paying student loans? Yeah, really. Oh, but I definitely feel going away has changed us so much. And it would have been, like you said, 10 times harder to do it 4 years from now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And who knows, like 4 years from now, maybe you have someone else in your life. Maybe you're making decisions for other people. Yeah. How can you make decisions for other people when you've only learned how to make comfortable decisions,
Yes, exactly.
That's hard.
And just like the hard pill to swallow of like sometimes the uncomfortable decision is the right one to make. Yeah.
Yeah. Like going to Illinois. Yeah. Being 13 hours away. Yeah. I was so uncomfortable.
I bet.
But the other side of that coin is being home and not seeing if journalism is what I want to do.
Exactly.
And that's going to be too late,
Exactly. Yeah. So I want to talk about that. You went to, when I heard you had an internship, I was like, oh, cool. And then she was like, it's in Illinois. For context, we live in upstate New York. I was like, Illinois? Like, what are you doing?
Oh, man.
Talk a little, like, how did you decide on this internship? And what did you think? Did you like journalism? What did you think of the program? Give us the scoop.
So Liz heard a little bit of the scoop inside whilst I was talking to your parents. Yeah. Love them. Oh, my goodness. So they said they were proud of me. Almost cried. So my school has mandatory internships. They call it something different. Yeah. If you don't do it, you can't graduate. So my second semester, I made the dean's list, got really, really good grades. And it's so weird because I got this email saying that I was on an academic warning. And I was like, for what?
Right? Like,
I was like, I literally, I made good grades. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I looked at it and it said it was because I hadn't completed a field period yet. I'm a freshman. I have 8 tries to do 4. Oh, okay. And that's kind of a lot of like tries. Once a year, or you can do 2 in 1. Got it. It's whatever you want. You could do like 4 in your last 2 years. It's gonna suck, but you can do it. Right. Yeah. But I got this email and I text my advisor and I'm like, did they look at Handshake? Like, did they look at anything? They know I'm on my way to Illinois. Yeah. It was actually pretty annoying. But it's okay. Love cute guy, you know what I'm saying. But so that's the whole reason why I ended up in Illinois, was because the school is crazy about their field periods. Anyway, so my advisor knew someone who lived in the Finger Lakes and moved there, and I was like, I told my advisor, I said, I need a field period.
Yeah.
Get me whatever you can, wherever, I'll pay for it. Because I was fortunate enough to be in a financial situation where I could. Yeah. And she said, okay, Illinois. Champaign, Illinois.
Yeah, sure.
I was like, yes,
Okay.
I will do that.
Yeah.
And originally I thought I was going to be shadowing someone.
Right.
No. I straight up became a journalist my first day.
That's so fun.
It's
though.
so fun.
Thrown into it.
Yeah.
And that goes back to being like, if I hadn't gone, if I was too scared,
Yeah.
I've been published. I'm 19 and I have like 18 published works now.
That
the
is
newspaper.
incredible.
That's
Thank
like
you.
resume.
Thank you.
Oh,
No,
oh,
yes,
you're
right?
good. Yeah.
Got to step out of your comfort zone. It was hard.
Yeah.
Really hard. Actually, in fact, if you look back at my July Snapchat, most of it is me crying.
My August from last year from school is me crying too. Yeah.
So much crying.
Just homesickness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Not even homesickness. This is going to sound harsh.
I love it.
This is going to sound harsh.
Go
I
there.
didn't miss home.
Yeah.
Like, I love my parents so much, but I feel like I could have gone a little longer.
Yeah.
Because, because they're good parents and they've created me
Right.
to move on.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
My boyfriend, on the other hand,
Oh.
this is, I look back
She's
and I'm
gone
like,
for a month.
no.
She's gone for a month.
It's a long time.
And it's summer, and I get like you guys
Yeah.
go to school far away, so this is like your time.
This is our time.
Yeah.
And I look back and I'm like, the 12-year-old Milaya who would never do that is so mad right now. But you know what? It was worth it, of course.
It was so great to have somebody else going through exactly what we were going through. It was so hard seeing all of our other friends being like, yeah, I love my school, I have all these friends, and like, let's be real, your friends on your Snapchat your first day in college, you will never see again.
Most of them.
Most of them.
Most of them,
You
yeah.
know? So,
Love them, but
you'll love them, you'll never see them again.
Acquaintances,
yeah.
It's fake. But it was so nice to like talk to somebody real and be like, yeah. Like,
It's hard.
It's hard.
it's so hard.
And it's normal.
Yeah. What would you tell yourself a year ago, knowing what you know now, experiencing what you experienced?
Yeah, I think that a year ago, we were pretty much here with all of our friends saying goodbye.
Yeah.
I would say that if you're uncomfortable and you're low-key not having fun and you're not enjoying it and you feel like all of the people around you are having so much fun that it's okay. Chances are it's hard for them too. They're just in different situations because they went to maybe a bigger school and have more opportunity to meet new people. Right? So, I mean, I got to school and every single one of my friends transferred.
Yeah. That's so hard.
It was so crazy. And then I was alone. And, but it's college and you find people.
Yeah.
And once you find your people, you will feel so much more comfortable. Yeah. You're not going to not find people in college.
Right.
High school, who knows, right? Different story. Some people have really hard times in high school.
Yeah.
But college is, I just think it's different.
Yeah. I agree.
People want to meet people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it helps too to not lower your expectations, but maybe set those expectations aside a little bit. Because you do, sometimes you do see people who are having like the best, first week of college of their life, and you're like, I'm sitting in my dorm and it's 7 p.m. and I'm watching TV
Yeah.
and crying.
Yeah.
But I think once you kind of set those expectations of what it should look like, it looks different for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that really helped me.
I think there's two moments, and we've talked about this
Oh, okay.
extensively. We got to like November of our first semester, And it just felt like there was nothing particular happened, but it just sort of felt like this shift of like, I'm no longer like trying to survive. You know what I mean? I'm no longer like so afraid of everything. And I am like meeting more people, and I just feel more comfortable and grounded there. And then I don't think it was until like March where I really felt like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. And I think it was finding the right people. And I think it just took time, do you know what I mean? And like giving it a shot too. Like the people we kind of like settled in with, we had met our first semester, but I don't think we really gave it a fair shot.
This same thing happened to me. I had this roommate and I had these friends, but my friends would want to hang out and I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, me too.
But then all of a sudden, March maybe, I was like, wait, these are my people.
Yeah.
And I was just putting up this guard.
Yes, exactly. And I think for me, it was like an anxiety thing of like, I don't want to do anything. You know what I mean? Like,
or you feel trapped almost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or like Liz, I'll let you talk about it a little more of like, I don't love this school, so I'm thinking about transferring, so I don't want to put down roots and I don't want to make all these relationships.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, we'd be like hanging out with somebody and having a great time, and I would think to myself like, if you're gonna transfer, don't get too close to these people. Yeah. And I would also find any reason to not like it. Yeah. Because those feelings to be so valid.
Yeah.
That nothing was good about the school. And,
exactly.
Yeah. And as soon I think it was November, I started to be like, okay, you're gonna stay here at least a year. So why don't you just try and like it?
You have to give it a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you don't like it at first. Mm-hmm. There are some people who get there.
Yeah.
And they love it. Mm-hmm. And then they don't.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in our position.
Yeah.
I'd rather go in easy. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah. Huge.
And then bam,
And then all of a sudden you're
comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Was there like a timeline of like you started to feel more comfortable, or you just kind of like accepted it? Like what was that like for you?
Yeah. So I was directing, and I had
Girl boss.
Stop. I was directing, and it took a really long time, and in that time all of my energy, all of my focus was on the show. And it was opening night, and I had picked up what are those called? The
programs?
The programs, yeah. I picked up the programs, and I put them in my car, and it's a very beautiful drive in Keuka. It's the lake.
So jealous.
We're
coming to visit.
Come visit me.
We are.
And I was driving, and they were right there. That was the last thing I had to do, and I stopped, and I was like, oh, no. I have to actually face a decision now.
Yeah.
It's all over. There's nothing to distract myself with.
Yeah.
And I realized that I was so sad. I started crying. I was so sad because I didn't want to leave. I had all these people helping me do shows, and I had my amazing advisor, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go anywhere.
Right.
So I think maybe some people need a moment where they put everything aside, or they wait until, Christmas break was when I decided that my life sucked and I hated school.
Me too. We met at Malaya's house, and our two other friends were like, everyththing's great. We have friends, and
they were so happy.
We're looking at each other. We were like, this life is awful right now. Like, this sucks.
I was like, good for you.
Right.
So, and then once the school year was almost over, it kind of hits. At some point, you'll have to make a decision. And if you're really dreading the decision, maybe it's because you don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe you're happy.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to be happy.
Right. It's like you mentioned before, just like, and I think I mentioned it before too, of just sometimes the uncomfortable decision, or this decision that you're kind of like reluctant to make, but in the back of your mind is like the right decision. It's gonna be hard, you know what I mean? It's not easy. It was not easy to like say no, I'm not gonna transfer, or like
it wasn't easy to say that I was gonna transfer. I put that off for a long time.
It's hard.
So scary. All of it's scary.
You don't want anything to know. Like when you're at school, you're like, oh, I don't want my advisor to know. I don't want to. Yeah.
Exactly. I think what we said was, if you're comfortable with being uncomfortable, at a certain point, You know, it's going to feel okay. It's going to feel comfortable.
Yeah, you're going to be content with your decision.
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff. Do you have any like last parting words of wisdom or advice for anyone who might be going through something a little uncomfortable or is dealing with feelings like that?
Yeah, I think that I'd say if you're uncomfortable when you first get to school, you're probably in a better spot than maybe someone who came in on this high and everything's amazing and they have all these friends and things are perfect, and then it kind of crumbles down.
It's kind of like when you're at the top, the
only place
to go is,
and you want to be uncomfortable first and become comfortable, because if you get uncomfortable halfway through college and you transfer, you're probably gonna not graduate on time. Probably gonna have to pay a lot, you know. So if you're uncomfortable now, good. No, not good, but you might be safe, you know. You might. And if you stay uncomfortable and you really don't like your school and that is genuine and you gave it a shot and you listened to our advice, transferring is easier than you think. Your schools might make it hard. They might say it's really hard, but other schools will make it easy to get you. So it's all natural, it's all normal, and whatever you're feeling is good.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. That's something that Maddie and I said, like, starting the first day. Like, okay, we are going to give this a fair shot.
Yep.
If we don't like it, we can change it, we can switch it, whatever, but we have to give it a fair shot. I'm so glad.
You know, because if you don't, you'll do the same thing to all sorts of schools. It'll keep going. You know, but how did you guys give it a, like, fair shot? What does that mean to you guys?
I think we forced ourselves to sit in that but not sit in it, but go out and do things.
Yeah.
Don't wait for that. It's there's a quote that's like action for inspiration, and I think it was in the context of religion, but I love it in the context of anything. You know, like sometimes, you know, working out or like doing anything that's good for you.
Yeah.
You might not want to do it. You might not have that inspiration to do it.
Yeah.
But just going for it and pushing through, you're gonna become comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point.
And I think that a huge reason why people transfer or maybe don't transfer is this huge fear of regret. And most of the time when I think about regret, right, if you go to the gym, right, you're not going to regret going to the gym.
Right. You might be sore.
You know, you're not going to look back and be like, oh, if I hadn't gone to the gym that day, I would be maybe, you know, a little less fit, you know. It doesn't really match. But if you didn't give it a fair shot, you're going to regret it more than if you did and maybe you realize something new. So that's my big thing. I'm really scared of regret. But most of the time, you're only going to regret the things you don't do. So
I love that.
Oh, thank you. Do the thing.
Be afraid and do it anyways.
As Nike says, you know?
Yeah.
Do it. Do it, please.
Question mark, do it, I guess, maybe. Milaya, thank you so much for being here.
Stop. Thank you for having me.
We'd like to give a huge thank you to Anna Waltz Landscape Contracting for their support of Courageously Kind.
Anna Waltz is a family-owned landscape contracting company in Berks County that has served Pennsylvania for over 35 years.
If you're ready to get your landscaping project started, visit annawaltzlandscape.com or call 610-916-7070.
Anna Waltz Landscape Contracting, beautifying Pennsylvania 1 yard at a time.
Thank you so much for listening. If you like this episode, feel free to share it with your friends, your family, or anyone you think might like it too.
And if you want to support the show, leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It really does help. Or check out our merch store at courageouslykind.org. Take good care, and we'll see you back here real soon.